and welcome. It's my great pleasure to introduce you to Gal Rimon, founder and CEO of Centrical. Hi, Gal. Welcome.
Hey, April. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. I'm so excited to be here and talk about all things employee performance experience. And Gal, I think your perspective on this will be really valuable because while CX, EX, generative AI has been a topic that's been a hot topic as of late, it's actually something that you've been thinking about and actually started the company on almost a decade ago. I know you've had a long history in BI, big data, had a career at Deloitte and many other amazing companies. Why didn't you go down that path, and what got you to founding Centrical?
So many ask me the question when I started Centrical, mainly around VCs. You're a CEO of a big data company. Why not starting a big data company again, right? With a new approach. And I always thought and was actually frustrated from the fact that it's very easy to set a strategy in large organizations. And you always fall or fail on the employee engagement.
Right.
The employees don't carry and don't execute based on the strategy, and then you fail.
Right.
And as BI companies, we usually try to find the bottlenecks, to identify where the gaps, right, and to bring the insights. It's not enough. You must engage your employees to have clarity on the definition of success. You must bring them to do the right things. You must bring them to do the things right, and then you reach to success. And this is why I wanted to start things differently, to put the employee at the center, to flip the pyramid from top down to employee-centric approach, and then to reach to success with a win-win approach between the organization on one hand and the employee on the other.
I love that, and I love that that's been sort of core to Centrical, is putting the employee at the center and guiding their success in a personalized way. And that's why we're also really excited to launch employee performance experience. They're just words, but what does it actually mean, from your perspective, Gal?
So everyone is talking about customer experience.
Yes.
Right? And customer experience for me is Netflix.
Yeah.
It's TikTok. Not for me, for my kids, but for many of us, if we're genuine,
yes.
TikTok, right?
Exactly.
It's a great experience,
Absolutely.
right? You like to do it, right? You like to buy Amazon, right? It gives you a recommendation.
Right.
And today in the organization, the experience that the employees are having is one size fits all.
That's so true.
And to change this, many are talking about employee experience, and we wanted to put the focus on performance experience. The performance experience comes to bring you to success, right? Not just having fun and company trips and great cornflakes and cereals and so on, but much more focus on your success, on your growth path, and things that are around the actual work. And to reach to a performance experience, first, it should be an experience.
Right.
It should be engaging. It should be fun. It should be something inviting. TikTok. Second, it should be personalized. Amazon, right?
Right.
We know things about your performance, learning, engagement, and the next best action, like the next book that you probably would like to read, would be delivered to you just in time, just in the right place for you, and just relevant for you. The third element is at scale, right? It's very easy. We're having a startup, right? I know everyone. I feel hopefully everyone, right? It's easy.
Right.
But at scale, when you have 1,000 employees, 10,000 employees, 50,000 employees, it's much more difficult. And the last thing, but maybe going back to the origin story, it must be guided. We must put actions. It must be actionable, so it will guide you to success. Think of Google Maps.
Yes.
But in New York, when you're
I need
walking,
that.
right?
Yeah.
You don't know where the door is,
Right.
right? But if today there is live view, you put your camera
That's right.
and you see the door, and there is a small augmented arrow pointing at the door, the right door, and not the Lululemon door that both of us would like to
I'll
go
take
in,
the Lululemon
right?
door.
So it
Yeah.
should be also guided.
Right.
And this is like an employee performance experience that is combined and provides both like effectiveness and fun.
Yeah, and I think the key is like a guided, personalized experience is engaging, and when employees are engaged, they then translate that to end customers. Great EX, as we know, leads to great CX. And so I'd love for you to talk about, the customer perspective. What you're on the road a lot, always visiting our customers, with them day in and day out. What are they saying in terms of the problems that employee performance experience is helping them solve, like real, tangible business results?
So this week alone, I met 3 COOs of companies combined. They have almost 1 million employees.
Wow.
Like 800,000.
That's where the scale comes in. Yeah.
Exactly. And I hear similar things.
Yeah.
And the first thing is attrition.
Okay.
We spend so much. Again, we're in the field of frontline employees, right?
Yes.
So attrition is between 20 to 120% year over year.
Wow.
Early attrition, right? The first 30, 60, 90 days is very high,
yes.
right? Even pre-boarding, like the first day ghosting, is a phenomena that people sign the contract, they don't show up.
And don't show up, yeah.
Okay, so this is something that is super critical because you invest so much energy, time to recruit the right people, to onboard them, to bring them to the field, and in many cases, before they start returning on the investment, they leave. And this is like the first thing that is under concern. The second thing is performance consistency. So we all have customers that we must provide to them a consistent experience. And today we see different teams performing differently. So we're dependent heavily on great managers. It's always a guess, right? There are great managers and not that great managers. And I believe that organizations today, they don't manage employees. They maybe, but let's say that they manage managers, like the frontline managers.
That's right.
And this is the second problem. So the third problem, right, challenge that they're facing is that today, every case that is not resolved with self-service, right? And there like AI really improved that, provided a better customer experience and self-service experience. But what is escalated, all of those cases that are escalated and arrive to human interaction are much more complicated, complex, sometimes also involved with third parties, like you're a bank and you have an invitation in the hotel, and there is like a problem between the bank and the hotel, or credit card company. So it's much more complicated. And usually, when I'm calling someone, United or others, I'm very angry. I'm under a lot of pressure, and I'm taking everything on you, right? Calling you, and I'm angry about you.
To you, yeah.
Okay,
because you're that frontline agent.
So the result is actually that we need to reskill our employees. We need to upskill. We need to educate them better. We need to bring them to a position that they will handle conversations that are more complicated from empathy, from human interaction, and also from complexity from the product or value proposition perspective. So reskilling and upskilling are super important. And the last thing is learning today is almost one size fits all.
Sure, yeah.
For like pre-boarding, onboarding, ongoing, and so on.
Right.
Employees look at this as a chore. they don't like to learn. Like, I don't know how did you experience university in school? I hated school. I hated university, but I really love to learn. Today I learn from YouTube because YouTube gets me, right?
It's engaging, yeah.
It's engaging, it's short, it's relevant for me,
Right.
just in time, when I have time, and so on. So creating a different type of educational process with employees that is connected to the performance gaps and to my knowledge gaps and create, again, a personalized experience. It's another challenge that executives are looking for.
That's so great to hear directly from the customers that you're meeting with day in and day out, and I think your perspective on that is hugely valuable to the audience. So one last quick question, Gal, is what do you see for the future? We've talked about AI. I think a lot of companies are thinking about how do they future-proof their frontline. What do you see as next in terms of where not only Centrical is going, but where the industry needs to go?
So yesterday I learned that there are two researches that showed AI initiatives return on investment.
Okay.
One showed 10%
Okay.
succeed,
Okay.
and one showed 1% succeed on showing positive return on investment. So AI is the future.
Absolutely.
AI, definitely for things like analyzing phone calls and Gen AI and so on, this is the future. But the question is, how can we first create AI that is relevant to the operational processes? And second thing, and maybe this is the most challenging part, how to augment or complement the human interaction, the agent, the manager, of course the customer, right? But we're talking about the agent and the manager, how to complement them with AI. How to bring this experience to work together, and for example, how to create a generative AI that will train employees in a much more efficient way, right, and shorter way. How to create role-play simulations that would be generated almost automatically based on previous information that we already have. How to make sure that the manager will change their role from a manager that analyzes data to a coach that has all the data and priorities and spend time face to face with high empathy and with high creativity interacting with their employees. So creating this type of 80-20, right, to flip this to 20-80, 20 time you're in the back office, 80 time you're with your employees. Definitely with working from home, that you don't feel your people, right? You don't see them. They're putting the Zoom mask, right, before the conversation, and then they leave.
Right, exactly.
So I believe that combining the human interaction and AI, this is the future.
That is super insightful, and I know we're doing a ton already with AI microlearning and thinking about how we can augment, the agent experience, with and through AI, which is hugely valuable. That's all we had today, Gal. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. And to everyone online, thanks so much, and stay tuned for another session. And you can find more about us on centrical.com and on LinkedIn. Thanks again.